I asked that question because I really wanted to know what that looked like. If you're married, I would think that you're having sex with your partner, right? Now, if she says, okay, this guy beat me and he, I just really wanted to, that's the reason why I asked. It's not like I'm saying,
No. I was just answering what I thought that would look like. Even though you're married, you might have days where you don't want to have sex. And if your partner still forces you to, isn't that still SA, whether you're married or not? I don't know. Maybe it's different perspective, but.
So that's a good question. So I would say, marriage. I mean, if it all depends on your belief, but I mean, anybody who's married, I mean, that's all taken from the same belief. Everybody want to cherry pick what they believe. So, and according to my religion, or what I believe, once you get married, your body belongs to each other, sexually. You know what I'm saying? When you say no, it should be on the grounds of, okay, it's a medical issue, or the fact that both of y'all agree that now it's not the time. But I tell men that I coach, hey, your monogamy, for you to be monogamous and vow to hold on to your monogamy for this woman is on contingent upon her being able to meet your sexual needs. Otherwise, you know what I'm saying, she shouldn't be she shouldn't challenge you if you need to meet that need somewhere else. Granted, y'all had this conversation before marriage, but if you had this conversation that I'm going to be loyal and monogamous regardless if you withhold sex, then you just need to stay down. But I tell men that you signing up for a bad situation because a lot of women are moving off their feelings. So you need to have a conversation before you get married. But I don't want to harp on it too much. But this should be an agreement between both of y'all going into the relationship on how y'all going to deal with how you feel whenever it comes to intimacy, because now you're stepping into a dangerous turf whenever it comes to infidelity and stuff like that. People looking outside of the relationship to meet their needs. You got to kind of understand why people would do that if you're withholding sex, and it shouldn't be a shocker to you if you end up in a situation where somebody's being cheated on. So if you're okay with those outcomes, then yeah, withhold the sex. But if you're not okay, then you got to figure out how to compromise. Whack them off or something, or give them that, what did Trav say, walk 3,000 and spit that shit out in the toilet afterwards. Who knows? But I'll yield.
I don't agree with that only because I know someone who was SA'd by their boyfriend, and I'm going to explain to you how it looks, because I feel like you don't have a clear picture. So what it looks like is he comes home from a drunken night. He starts an argument. They're in the kitchen. He grabs her. He slams her against the island. He rips her clothes off. He inserts himself as she's screaming and crying and trying to get away and telling him no. He's continually essaying her.
That's and like that Ike and Tina, the Ike and Tina scene.
Flowers, and he thinks that it's okay.
If you're
that's role playing.
If you're using that story as a way to disagree with me, I don't think none of the stuff I said prior to you making that statement pushes back on that. Like I don't think the stuff I was saying the contrary to that. Or
he's just saying that he should feels like you guys should mutually agree that we are married, unless we mutually agree that we're not going to have sex. Like, he's not saying take it. He's just saying his wife should have the understanding of knowing that, I have needs, she has needs, basically.
And I think what you're speaking to, Aisha, is a very unique type of situation where we're talking about someone that's arguing, fighting, and that's more of a power play than it is.
That's like assault.
Yeah, that
I don't think you told me that because I never thought about that. I
don't think that has anything to do with like an instance where, to what Bruiser is talking about. That sounds more like a "I'm gonna fuck you up" type thing than it is that's a monster. He's a monster.
So that's what I imagine, that when she says that she was essayed 4 times, that's what I imagine happened in my head. So if this is what he's doing to you,
Imagine
then
the
why
worst.
would you marry him?
Well, and I think people tend to imagine the worst because of their experience. Like you said, you knew a friend. So the first thing that's gonna come to your mind whenever you hear a woman say she was SA is the experience your friend had. So I think we're kind of predisposed to the extremes of what we know happened in the past or our own trauma, which kind of makes us come into this conversation with a strong bias. And it kind of can be unfair. So we automatically write people off without having all of the information and details, which is why I asked the question, have we even cooperated on this side? Because I think the men can agree. I think some of the women can agree too, that when you hear 2 sides to a story, and you really hear the details in full, and you could be shocked that, wow, this is not really what she painted it to be. There was some other foul shit going on. But I don't condone SA. I don't condone any of that shit that happened. If the guy is guilty of this shit, or it comes out to be true that he did it, I think the system we have in play has been doing well by these guys that want to step out the line and cross the line like that with these women. We have a prison system that puts them beneath the prison, and not only that, there's guys in the prison waiting for guys like these. So I think that's the reason why I didn't kind of harp on that, because I think everybody on the panel collectively can agree that he's gonna get his just due, if that is true. That's why I was kind of staying on the lines of the things that we may have a challenge of agreeing with, instead of the results of what's gonna happen to the dude. I think that's an understatement.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think if we all can agree that if that shit's true, I think we all can agree that motherfucker need to be under the jail. You know what I mean? I guess we was just talking about the nuances of, like I said, I was only mentioning those things because the chat was like, hey, y'all got to see the update. Y'all got to see the update. And I'm like, okay, what's the update? You know what I mean?
Yeah, speaking of update, so the trophy wife's, her name is Isis. She gets exposed by her husband's niece. So this is what her husband's niece had to say.
My name is Dee, and I am the niece of the trophy wife's husband. Now, I know you know who the trophy wife is because she's been going up and down my timeline for the last couple of days. Her name is Isis, or Paloma, which is her real name. This lady is completely insane. Let's just start from there. Background story. Her and my uncle got together really quick. From what I've been seeing and what I've been told, she thought that she was getting a come up with my uncle. But then when things didn't go her way and she pretty much seen that she could no longer hide the things that she was doing behind closed doors, she ended up trying to find a different route, which was to come on here and lie to you all and tell you that her daughter had been touched by her dad, which that is not the case. Her daughter had been touched by her son, and she didn't want anybody to know because she wanted to try to make it seem like my uncle was the bad guy because she wasn't getting what she wanted in the divorce. For you smart ladies out there who sat up there and thought to yourselves, oh, this cannot be true. This can't be, something that a woman would allow, which it's not. It's not something that a woman would allow. I am a victim of sexual, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't appreciate one bit of the accusations being put out there, especially not just because they're fake, not just because that they're out there just for clout, but because of the fact that this involves a family member of mine who I care about dearly. multiple family members, if you want to put that out there, because the kids are my family too. The boys are somebody else's. The girls and the last baby are a part of my family. And if they're being harmed in any kind of way, I definitely would want to stand up for them, for sure. But her son is the one that the baby first initially said that was touching her. My grandmother was changing the baby one day, and she seen that it was red down there, and she said that her brother did it. Now, when they went to court, the court did not believe what she was saying, because Paloma had already ISIS had already put out a case against my uncle, because my uncle was furious when he found out that her oldest son was touching the girls. So he went out and tried to, seek help to figure out what he should do about getting her son away from the girls so that they would no longer have to go through this. But as soon as he did that, ISIS went and took papers out on him, claiming that he did it because she didn't want her son to go down for it. On top of all of this, she's sitting over here acting like she's the best parent in the world, when if y'all go look for yourself, y'all will see that she has a child abuse case of her own. Her youngest son she tried to put it on my uncle that he abused her youngest son, which loves my uncle to death. But the day that her and her ex tried to put out there that my uncle had abused her son, he wasn't in the state. He wasn't nowhere near. So once they went to the hospital and they took the little boy to the hospital, the one thing that they didn't do this time is the social workers pulled him aside and started asking him questions and asked him, "Who hurt you?" Come to find out, the little boy told and said that it was her. Not only that, her oldest son has sent my uncle threatening messages. He has rubbed poop on the walls at multiple family members' house, including theirs. He has pushed his younger brother down the stairs to the point where he had a concussion, and she didn't want to take him to the hospital because she didn't want them to know that she had, a son that had been abusing on her other kids. And then not only that, he hasn't just touched the two girls, he's touched all three of the kids. He's touched his little brother, he's touched his 4-year-old sister, and he's touched his 2-year-old sister. But all of this will come out eventually. My uncle cannot say anything right now because the case is still open. But my thing is, you're sitting over here saying that he did all of this stuff, but if he did, the police themselves said that he would be in jail. They would have took him to jail as soon as the hospital said, "Oh my gosh, the baby's been touched." He would have been in booking right away. He wouldn't be out right now working. He wouldn't be out right now being bothered with all of this extra stuff that you're putting on him because of the fact that you want money. Like, what mother uses this platform to sit up there and say, my babies have been touched, excuse me, and then sit over there and then try to put a GoFundMe page up? Do you know why she's putting that GoFundMe page up? Because my uncle has had enough. He's not giving you any money. He's not sitting over there playing into your little schemes where she sits over there and tries to have her kid's father call his phone to get him to talk to the kids so that she can say he's in breach of a restraining order. Like, there's so much proof behind all of this stuff that you all do not realize that is going to come down on her head. But yet you all are sitting over here believing her sob story, not doing your research, and paying her money. This girl has up to $2,000 already on GoFundMe. Probably more now because I haven't even checked this morning. But it's crazy how y'all will go for a black man or go for any man off of what a woman says, like women don't lie every day to get ahead. I am a strong advocate for black women, for women in general, for people in general. But men, I feel like we need to just slow down a little bit and not always think that they're the bad guys, because it goes both ways. And I am a mother of a black little boy. So for me, I can understand why she would want to cover up for her son, but at the same time, me personally, if my son is doing anything like that and I have other kids, I want to get him the best help possible away from his siblings until he is confirmed better. And I know he's no longer a threat to the other kids in the house, because you can't just sit over there and single out one kid and be like, oh, I'm going to protect this one, but whatever happens to the other ones just happens. That's not okay. And then you want to sit over here and portray to these women out here that, oh, it's okay to be a trophy wife. Just go for that rich man type deal. No, how about go get your own money? How about stop. Please, ladies, please stop waiting on a man to fulfill your life financially, spiritually, emotionally, all this other extra stuff, and find your own way. Do that. Because when you find your own way and you know your self-worth and you know what you are capable of and what you will tolerate and what you won't tolerate, then the good man will come find you. But until you know your self-worth, you're just going to keep picking up anything off the street and being like, oh, okay, he got a little bit of money in his pocket, so he going to treat me right. No. Because the one thing that you don't realize is that man that has that money, he's also got a little brain in his head too. So he also is already aware of these women that's coming out here to do these things to him or to try to trap him in these ways, just for money or attention or the clout or whatever. Like, come on. We are in 2024, about to be 2025. Why are we still doing these same little tricks? Somebody needs to be teaching y'all how to make your own money, how to get your own way. So then that way, when you do find that good man with a lot of money, then y'all can build together instead of sitting over there waiting for him to give you an allowance or whatever, your little stipend for the month. Be real. Just want to let y'all know, for the crusties and the dusties, please be mindful of what you put out here on the internet, because you could be getting a lawsuit coming to your doorstep for you putting out accusations of stuff that you have no idea about. Everything that I'm telling you right now on this computer screen or on this platform, I'm letting you know that this is the truth. This woman, it's no records that that little girl has been touched by my uncle. No records. But it is a record that she had a diaper rash. It is a record that she has child abuse charges against her. It is record that her son has sent my uncle threatening messages. It is a record that she's not telling the whole truth on this platform, what she said in the courtroom. The courtroom that she had my nieces sitting in looking at the wall the whole entire time so that they wouldn't get emotional looking at my uncle. Because they love their daddy. And now he has to suffer without seeing his kids because of the fact that this woman wants to lie and slander his name because she did not get what she wanted in the divorce. The divorce that she did not put out there, by the way. Because me personally, if anybody had did anything to my kid, oh, baby, I'm going down there first thing and divorcing this person. I'm not about to sit over there and wait. If anybody rapes me or takes my goods without me and my knowledge or without me saying yes, oh, baby, I'm not about to stay married to somebody like that. That's crazy. But for you to sit over there and say that he's done all these terrible things to you, and yet it took him to divorce you and not you to divorce him, open your eyes, ladies. Stop being stupid. Because this girl is full of lies. Full of lies. Everything y'all heard. First off, let me ask you. Let me get this. Look, who wipes their eyes all the way up here like this when you're crying? Huh? Who does that? Nobody. If I'm wiping my face, I'm wiping all down here because I'm a sloppy crier. And I'm pretty sure most of y'all are too. I don't know why y'all sitting over there trying to act like them housewives doing all that little... No. Let them tears drop if you real. Because if I'm talking about my baby and something like that happen, oh, I don't care if it's ugly cry or not. I'm gonna have snot and everything coming down my face. But this girl could barely even look at the camera the entire time she was talking on this video. I have no reason to lie to y'all. But I want to let y'all know that the disrespect with my uncle, it has to stop. Because this man has done nothing. And the reason why you don't hear him saying anything is because he knows that this is an open case. And when you have an open case, just like we see on The Housewives with Karen Huger and anybody else that goes through a case, you cannot talk about it until the case is over.
Shout out to Bruiser.
So Isis, this is my message to you. I hope to God that you got your ducks in a row. I hope you hired a new lawyer after the last lawyer sat up there and took herself away from your case because she seen that it was no case. So I hope you hired a really good lawyer, or I hope these people give you enough money to where you can get you a good lawyer. Because, baby, you going under the jail. And I hope these people crucify you for all the lies that you have got on here and told. You are not a good person. You are not a good mother. You only... And even right now, you're still out there looking for the next victim. You're out here looking for the next victim. And that's so, like, I'm laughing because that's so fucking sad. But you need not come for me and mine. You need to know that. Because this man does not deserve it. And I know some that do. But he doesn't. So for all of you out there that had the good mind of thinking that she was a liar and that she was just putting on to get sympathy points, yes, she is. And I'm sorry that the rest of you fell for the okie doke and you have egg on your face right now. Because that's what you get for listening to stupid stuff on Facebook and Instagram and Snapchat and TikTok. You're listening to that stuff and you don't even know the whole story. You don't even care to find out the whole story. You're just going to condemn a person, say that you wish them dead, that they should be under the jail and all this other extra stuff when the justice system doesn't even feel that way because they don't have any evidence that he did anything. So please, next topic, next subject. I better not see no more. I better not see no more. Because when he come out, baby, all y'all that's out there right now talking junk are going to be so sick because this girl is sick. Her and her son. I'm sorry to say it because I don't want to talk about nobody else's kid. But if it's the truth, it's the truth. So they're going to get theirs. Don't worry. They're going to get theirs, and they're going to get the help that they need, hopefully. And I hope all y'all out there that's sitting over there calling my uncle all kinds of names, saying that he needs to die and all this other extra stuff, I hope y'all are the ones that help her get the help, because y'all need it right along with her. Have a nice day.